Once upon a time, there was a chef who made a rookie mistake. He waited. He thought his friend would leave that gorgeous-looking golden aloo sitting like a king on top of scented rice alone for him. He was so wrong. In Kolkata, you're never judged if you go first for that aloo in a biryani. You might be wondering, how did he get here? Well, let's go back by 4 days. Sitting in a hotel in Mumbai, Sadak Chef was planning yet another escapade. No, not with his girlfriend, guys, but with Agoda, an indigenous journey to discover India through fresh eyes. I found some great value deals with their Go Local campaign, more than 80,000 properties to choose from, but my heart was set in Kolkata. And on their maps, I found ITC Sonar, and oh my god, those pics look gorgeous, and also super centrally located. Well, I booked myself a staycation. What next? Kapde, attache, pack, zip, fly, arrive. Kolkata is not just a city, it's an emotion. The smell of the Hooghly, the lawns of Victoria Memorial, the grandeur of Habra. A city with stories on every turn, on every bite, and oh boy, the city will feed you 3 dinners every night. But our trip starts from a fab check-in into ITC Sonar. Well, views are splendid and great natural light. 2 of the favorite things I like in a room. What a warm welcome with a Bengali scarf. And yes, that classic Bengali thali is absolutely ready for me. It represents a classic Bengali household with food from different communities. It starts with the classic begun and March bhaja. I got to try March dimer boda, yani ki fried fish roux, eggs. Well, we deep dive into the mains. While we have the classic mangsho chola dal, the star of the evening is Ilish jhol, yani ki hilsa ka jhol. Bhai, 2 thumbs up for this meal and a bed for me, please. Whom am I kidding? It is time for a dessert and a stroll in the new market. Well, it is one of Kolkata's oldest markets, but the name is still New Market. It has stuck around with the locals. As you can see, I am now heading to a 120-year-old Jewish bakery called Nahoum's that every Bengali, old or young, has a soft spot for. Well, it has been at the same location and much hasn't changed. That teak wood furniture, old-fashioned glass displays, that flooring, all reminds you of an era gone by.
Smells like Christmas. Christmas has come early.
After eating that hashtag Baspan ka pyar cake, I walked to this dairy called S Panja, also in the new market, where I found Bandel Cheese, which derives its name from a small hidden sheher called Bandel, around 50 kilometers from Kolkata. It has this salty taste, a very unique crumbly texture, and it comes in 2 different varieties, by the way, a plain whitish and the smoked one, which is brownish. I prefer the smoked one, and I can imagine making so many salads or even a kulcha with it. Can't believe that Bandel cheese is not as popular as feta. Why? A mere 100 meters away, I walk right into Kolkata's famous Nizam's, wait for it, Nizam's neighbor UP Bihar restaurant, who's uber popular for their beep Kathi rolls. Loyalist galore, UP Bihar has a strict fan following for their khiri kebab, beef Bhuna and Kathi, and even their chicken biryani and muttons too.
Guys, that's Salom Lepcha. He's from Darjeeling and he's a big fan of UP Bihar.
Yes.
You've been coming here since you were a kid?
Yes, I was in school. Now I'm nearly 40 years. Still coming to this place.
This beef kebab is delicious. You know what? I would reorder that crispy paratha with kebabs for sure. It has been a long day of eating and more eating. So now it's time to call it a day, but after my dinner. I catch the famous kaali peeli, or some are only peeli. And I reach my destination for the day, Blue Poppy Thakali. Blue Poppy Thakali is run by Somadi, very popular in the culinary scene of Kolkata. Well, you have an option of sitting on the floor here, like the traditional Tibetan and Nepalese restaurants. Well, we ordered pork and chicken momos and even the pan-fried ones. They looked so beautiful. They were delicately shaped and oh, so tender and melt in the mouth, and also juicy. They were cooked fresh, the skin was thin and so perfectly good. What really caught my eye though was the sail roti that reminded me of Sindhi puwe, which is basically fermented dough fritter, and these guys were serving it with aloo dum and mooli ka achar. What a unique combo, right? Khatta, meetha, tikha, namkeen all together. We also tried flower-shaped momos and pork shapta. I met Domadi's daughter and their hospitality was so warm that it reminded me why are food people the best kind of people to know in a new city. Well, Bengalis love their siesta as much as their mishti, so it's time to pass out and wake up on day number 2.
Mr. Goila, mishti time.
I woke up from my deep sleep with big, puffy eyes. It's probably all the eating that I'm doing, guys. Well, but it's time for a day full of mishti, yane ki sweets. But before we head to a mishti trail, and yes, it's a thing, I'm going to get a quick brekkie in Tangra, the Chinatown of Kolkata. Uber popular for its Indo-Chinese khana, or may I say, Chindian cuisine. The name of the restaurant is Kim Lee, and it does noods for breakfast, or popularly known as Shingara Chow. Served with a bowl of meatball soup, the Shingara Chow is essentially a plate of freshly made noodles, which is tossed in lard or chicken fat, served with some greens, finely chopped pork, and a handful of pork or chicken wontons. The term Shingara, you might be wondering, comes from where? Well, Bengali word for samosa is Shingara, and the name was given to this dish as Shingara Chow because wontons are like mini samosas, and hence Shingara Chow. Ha! What a beautiful breakfast.
So today we have my dear friend Shubhendu,
Hi.
who has come to meet me with a packet of mishti.
Yes, and this is Khaja. So we will be going to here.
Sorry, bad joke.
This is the famous Khaja of Puri.
तो guys, आज शुभेंदु के साथ हम लोग मिष्टी ट्रेल पे निकल रहे हैं. खूब सारा मीठा खाएंगे.
बिल्कुल.
And we will be on a sugar high throughout.
Exactly.
मतलब आज
हमको देखना है, आज चैलेंज है, हाँ.
Cheers.
It's time for a mishti trail. I of course cracked that Khaja Mere Khaja joke, and we reached our mishti spot number 1, which is called Nakur. It's in Hedua in North Kolkata. Mishti is so close to the hearts of Bengalis that when we were all in lockdown, mishti was considered essential. Keep a note of that, guys. Our first mishti is of course the chena-based sondesh.
मिष्टी और बंगाल दो ऐसी चीजें हैं जिनको अलग-अलग नहीं किया जा सकता. एक ही कॉम्बिनेशन है दोनों, है ना?
The sondesh artists at Nakur, they start early in the morning to curdle fresh milk to make chena and then make sondesh out of it. Well, the artists sit around 3 feet by 3 feet wooden planks which are called pattas or patas, and they have lots of different syrups, chocolate, mango, lemon, orange, and they produce different kinds of sondesh. Both naram pak, the soft one, and it is slightly less sweet, and it takes even lesser time to bake, or the hardened ones, the kara pak sondesh.
ये मिठाई का डब्बा आज मेरा है. Only mine. कोई नहीं शेयर करेगा.
I was served a variety of them: the kancha gola, chandrapuli, jol bhora, talcha, golab sondesh, and also the flavored ones, the flavored malai roll, chocolate chip, mango manohara, and gud wala sondesh. After I had the best sondesh box in my life, I opted for bhat ghoom. Essentially that means afternoon siesta. No, it's not laziness, it's a happy state of being.
Hey, wake up, man. We are here.
We have now made it to Chitranjan Mishti Bhandar in Sham Bazaar. While they are celebrated for their soft, spongy and small, slightly yellowish warm Rosgullas, they are proud creators of Madhu Porko, which is a mystery yogurt dessert. And Shubhendu challenged me that I won't be able to decipher the formula for Madhu Porko.
So guys, गोयला जो है आज क्रैक करने वाला है मधु पोर्को को. दही है या मूज है? इसका आंसर आपको आके खा के देखना पड़ेगा और खुद ढूंढना पड़ेगा. 1.
And now I go for the Rosgulla.
2. हमारा रसगुल्ला भीषण मिष्टी मिष्टी.
We head to our final Mishti destination in Nahoum Bazaar. By now I am so high on sugar and Mishti running in my veins that I could probably be the Mishti man. We walk through the narrow, muddy lanes of the bazaar to Makhan Lal Das and Sons. They have been selling Mishti for almost 200 years now. Wow. I tried their buttermilk, which essentially means a sandesh that will melt in your mouth like butter. And of course, it is derived from milk. I also tried the Mishti doi made with hapus aam from Maharashtra, and that's what they are popular for. We strolled around Nahoum Bazaar and got some beautiful sandesh ka khacha to make handcrafted sandesh at home. After eating enough Mishti and saying "Khoob bhalo" endless times, we reached the end of a Mishti trail and then we made our way to Zamzam for our Kolkata biryani. Remember how I made the rookie mistake of waiting for that aloo for the first time around? Well, I ordered myself another plate of Kolkata biryani with dim and aloo. Dim yani ki anda. Well, it's available in mutton, beef and chicken. And you know what? I would love to confess that personally, I would pick this biryani over any other biryani. And no, I am not looking for a debate because it's my personal preference. That golden aloo is so gorgeous. It soaks in the flavor of the biryani, making it 1,000 times tastier. And the rice is just lighter, more fluffier and not extra masaledar. I definitely needed a long walk after eating for an entire army. So I spent some time by the Hooghly River that threads through the city. The best way to experience it is to walk the ghats, to see a sunset, and especially the one at Prinsep Ghat. As we transition to late evening, I have built an appetite for a story and a snack, which is actually a meal, for which we are headed to Mitra Cafe, one of the most popular old school style cabin style eateries where you'd eat with friends or you'd find new ones. A hot spot for local celebs, everyone visits this cafe for Kabiraji cutlets. I know, that's a mysterious name. It's a cutlet coated in crispy net of beaten eggs and breadcrumbs and stuffed with meat or seafood of your choice. The mystery and the story on how coverage turned to Kabiraji makes this dish even more exciting. As some say, it was made for Tagore Sahab as he disliked cutlet and hence the cutlet was covered with a shell. Chicken, mutton and fish fillets are covered with the egg batter and that lends the name Kabiraji or coverage to the dish. It's supremely oily but also delicious and it's a full meal in itself. जब गोइला हो राजी तो क्या करेगा कबीराजी.
So crispy.
To end the night, we quickly rush to Park Street to dabao one more Kathi roll at Kusum. कोलकाता आए और रोल ना खाएं, ऐसे कैसे? Double egg, double chicken for me, please.
Crispy, flaky, lots of egg, lots of chili, lots of दो तरह का चटपटी sauce, chili and मीठा, the ketchup. I love this flakiness.
After enough mishti and rolling on second day, it's time for me to take a long nap. And then we will start a last day of exploration in Kolkata. Good morning! I'll be honest, I came to Howrah Bridge for a selfie and I roamed around for a panoramic view of the bridge. But when you really look at it, you tend to get lost in this timeless architectural marvel designed by a Bengali architect without a single nut and bolt. Only fair to bridge this morning with a cup of chai and malai toast. It's pretty close to the bridge at Kona Dukan, which is the popular stock exchange tea stall. This chai, served in a mud pot with a fresh malai toast, is not just a cup of chai, but you are sipping into Kolkata's culture, Goila. I indulged in multiple hot cups and that pepper butter toast, dipping and sitting on one of their plastic chairs. After my malaida brekkie, I took a quick round of one of the most popular monuments of Kolkata, the Victoria Memorial, and those spectacular lawns. Spectacular, Goila, spectacular. It is now time to meet Raina. A pinch of salt is her Instagram handle. She was incredibly helpful in planning my itinerary for this trip, and she's now taking me to the cookie jar, which is insanely popular in the city for its cakes and lemon curd tart. After this classic dessert, Raina and me vlogged a little, and she guided me to go to Vardhan market to end my trip by stuffing my mouth with fuchka, jhalmuri and masala soda. Millennials in Kolkata usually joke that if anyone ever tells you that fuchkas are the same as pani puri, golgappa or gupchups, then unfriend them instantly. And I don't disagree with them. As I devoured one puchka after another, the sky started to pour pani. And it was legit a pani sort of situation.
Khate jao.
But I kept it. And I realized that these can hold more water than the ones that we get in Delhi and are much lighter in spice levels but also packed with flavor. I quickly hopped, skipped and jumped to the jhalmuri wale dada. The pleasure of a well-made bag of muri infused with that kacha sarso ka tel is heavenly. I was amazed at the lightning speed and action-packed muri making by Dada as he combined plain white muri, puffed rice, masala, chana all together in a steel tin. He was using sort of a long tool or a long knife to mix it all together. He also added some aloo, tomato, pyaz, green chilies, topped it with some neebu, with some nariyal as well. Wow. After finishing that cone of muri, I decided to straight on sip onto a chilled masala soda. Yes, masala coke is a thing here in Kolkata. Then I decided to wrap my trip with some fizz and bubbles. Yeah, this.
कलकत्ता का सफर बड़ा ही मिष्टी था, भात धूम. अब आराम करने का समय आ गया है. आराम से यहाँ लेटेंगे, लाइफ के मजे लेंगे.
Well, it's time for me to relax on this incredible India-genous trip and to accept that now I'm probably a part bomb with my eating and sleeping escapades. I will be back because my heart wants more of this city. I'd just like to say, Ashi, Kolkata, Ami tomake bhalobhashi.